Yeah, these two have played 5 sets already this year. And Zverev has won all of them. The match in Australia, of course, came hot off the heels of this guy's win over Kyrgios, which was an impressive one because there was a lot going on, wasn't there?
Does that guy play anymore? I haven't seen him. Have you seen him?
Fleetingly.
Okay.
Fleetingly, Jim.
All right.
That has been a problem in the last few weeks, by his own admission. And in truth, I think if you know Jacob's career well, he has had serve problems in the past. It was tidied up a lot at TCU, from what I understand. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I saw him all the time as a junior, because I didn't, but everything I hear about his game.
Tell me more about the serve as he gets down low 40. What is troubling him with that serve at times?
I think technically they rebuilt it, Jim. From what, again, this is everything I know about it, from what I hear from other sources. They rebuilt the serve. David Roditi and Devin Bowen obviously spent a lot of time with him during his time at TCU. It was always a bit of an Achilles heel of his. And maybe that baggage, if you like, if that's the right word, hasn't quite left him at times. And I think this summer it's been a bit of an issue.
It's a sloppy start from Fearnley there. Lots of unforced errors and gifts. Zverev will start with the break of serve. It is blustery outside this court, the way it's configured with the roof and the slats. It's not as windy courtside as it is, but it'll get a little more breeze than Arthur Ashe Stadium, which seems to block the breeze out pretty well.
Zverev playing his 39th major of his career. Has not come any closer to winning one than he did here 5 years ago, when, of course, he served for the championship.
Did make the finals here after in the Australian Open this year after beating Fearnley en route, did Zverev. Sinner was too hot to handle that evening. Roland Garros final as well. Just needs Wimbledon for the box set.
Yeah. First round defeat there this year to Rinderknecht. That was the final straw. Do you admire him for making that decision to go to Spain, Jim, or it was obviously necessary? He thought it was necessary, but is that a bold move for him to sort of come out of his comfort zone and say, I need to look myself in the mirror here and something's got to change?
I think it's the right move. It's what someone who is totally professional does, and Zverev is that. He is a workhorse. Nice hitting from Sasha. Good attack on the forehand down the line and a finish up at the net. And he has spent plenty of time, Zverev, over the years, over the course of his career, having coaches like Juan Carlos Ferreira or Ivan Lendl enter his orbit for a while, and then they leave, and the family remains as a constant. And this is the latest iteration of Zverev seeking something that he feels he's missing. There's a lot of people in the punditry world saying, oh, what a tough year it's been for Zverev. If a tough year is #3 in the world year to date on points made only in 2025, That #3 ranking is a 52-week ranking, but if you look at just 2025, the race, he's still #3.
Yep.
If that's a bad year, that's a pretty good thing to sign up for. So would have been easy for him not to seek any help and just say, I'm going to be top 5 in the world. I'm going to make a nice living.
Yep.
I might win one. I might not. He's decided that's not good enough, and I do admire that.
A tougher one given how close the family dynamic are as well, Jim, because they are a very tight family unit, right? So he's had to come out of that. I know you say he's done it before, but he's had to separate himself from dad and brother, who have been constants.
Well, yes and no. I don't think there's any risk that they're going to get replaced by Uncle Tony. It's an additive.
Yeah. Quality point. And on the left is in charge of the coaching duties Juan Martin, teammate of Fearnley at TCU. Whatever they're doing down there, they're doing well. Because that is quite the program they seemingly have. Is that a move that you want to see him make more of?
The Achilles heel for Zverev historically has been in his lack of confidence in going down the line with his forehand and aggressively with his forehand. Tim Henman said one time, I was in commentary with him on this court watching Sasha, and Tim said rightfully that he hadn't seen a player turn offense into defense off of the forehand more often than Sasha Zverev. And he's trying to change that. It is a bit innate. Some of it is technical, the way that he holds the racket. He chokes up on the racket. It's much easier to spoon it cross court like Stefan Edberg used to do. Harder to lay his wrist back, actually, just technically, because he doesn't hold the racket with the butt cap inside of his hand. It sticks out, so it's a little bit more limited range of motion. And I'm going to just continue that thought here, because I noticed something with Jacob Fearnley's service grip. It is the same as Zverev's. He chokes up on his service grip as well. And that has long been thought of in my world, that it's hard to hit a kick serve, because you can't quite use your wrist quite as freely when the grip is blocking it. And Fearnley, you'll see, he doesn't have his pinky on the bottom of the grip. All that white space, that should be in his hand. That's limiting. And that means he can't accelerate enough to get the kind of topspin on a second serve that would give you the confidence to really go after it and control it. And that's hard to change late in someone's career. But never seen a great server on second serves hold a racket like that.
15 now.
Sometimes got a bit anxious, I think it's fair to say as well. 12 doubles he served at Wimbledon this year in the first round, and his defeat to Fonseca. Served 18 doubles in the win over Bautista Agut 2 days ago.
Service technique is so topical right now because of what's going on so publicly with Coco Gauff and her bringing in Gavin McMillan, who's a biomechanical specialist, trying to tweak her motion significantly in real time. But he hasn't tweaked her grip, but that's something that very good forehand from Zverev, but that's something that both of these guys, probably because they both learned tennis early, sometimes when you're not as strong, you choke up on the grip, and then if you don't change that as you do grow, you just get stuck in that way. Yeah. That was good camera work, by the way. Huh? Where did you hold the grip when you played? Was it? Did you have a callus in the middle of your hand, or like at the edge of your hand? Like where did the butt cap sit?
That was pretty low. It was pretty at the end of the racket.
Yeah,
the end of the handle.
Your pinky should be on the bottom of the grip. Like that's not where his pinky should be. No. You should not see the handle. That should be inside of his hand.
Nice trade. Well, hopefully that'll settle Jacob Fearnley down.
Leads by 2 games to 1 for set.
He is on the board here in this second round match of the US Open.
Another towel?
Time.
Yeah, talked about the heartbreak of that defeat in Australia, didn't he? How he went into that match feeling as though it was his time to win a major, but he was shut out pretty ruthlessly by Jannik Sinner in Melbourne that night.
30 love.
It took a while to get over. Jacob Fearnley getting his very first win at the US Open 2 nights ago. It means he's now won a match at all 4 majors, so it's actually been a pretty good year at the majors for him. With the 3rd round in Melbourne and the 3rd round in Roland Garros.
Let's first serve.
The last month has really been the first time since he turned pro that he's suffered a host of early defeats. Fearnley.
40-15.
Could that be a little trickier in terms of you've had that first year on tour, Jim, and now people know who you are, you get to defend points? Is there anything to that from Fearnley's perspective?
There sure is. Also, you start to get known in the locker room, and people start to figure out your patterns, strengths and weaknesses. And you touched on defending the points, right? The concept of the points that you were in last year, you have to replace them with equal points to maintain your ranking. Otherwise, you'll drop.
Yeah.
Of course, if you add to them, you go up. Ooh, edge of the line. Sweet swing on the forehand. That's not a concept that you have to deal with in juniors or in college tennis. You don't have to defend your points. You might have to defend your spot on your team in college. I was #1 last year. Now we've got a hotshot freshman who wants to take it. I've got to hold my position. But at the Pro Tour, it's a week-to-week game, the ranking game. But the main thing is Fearnley's made his way onto tour, and he's having a good year. He's 15 tour level wins this year. Last year on the big quick rise, he only had 2 wins at tour level. Most of the damage was done in the minor leagues, the challengers, where he won 4 titles. So this year he has stabilized and solidified, and maybe this is a temporary blip and get right back to it this fall. We'll see.
Yeah, he won 43 of 52 matches last year. That's incredible. At whatever level, you're winning 4 of the 5 matches you play in a single season. You're going to catch the eye of plenty.
Let's for serve.
Leon Smith is here watching him as well. Leon Davis Cup captain.
How many matches did he win last year? 42, you said?
43 of 52.
43.
All in.
Yep. There you go. That sets the table for this year. If you're Jacob, you grind through in these minor league tournaments, and the points are the thing you're after. You really don't make money. He made $270,000 in prize money. And this year on tour, he's approaching $1 million. With the result here, he's 850 going into this. He's certainly having a much better year financially, and he's having a much better time with it now after the slow start. Starting to get a little bit of a rhythm going with the serve. And rocking that forehand nicely.
Yeah, 2 third-round majors will help that bank balance nicely.
Boom goes the dynamite. $150,000, I think, for a second round here.
Yep. Shake of the head, you can just get a sense already he's a little bit somewhere in his head right now, the issues he's having at the minute. It's been well documented. No hiding place out there. Keeping himself in touch, though, in this opening set. The British number 3, Zverev, ahead by the early break.
Time.
Yeah, Jacob actually went to Merchiston College, which is a good sports college, just prior to going to TCU. Good coaches there that helped him out at the time.
He's wiry, isn't he? Fearnley is 6 foot tall, and you can just see he's got a lot of fast twitch too. He's got a lot of energy.
Yeah, Marcel de Coudray was actually one of the coaches that helped him in his early days. Marcel was out here yesterday working with Lloyd Harris now, I think I'm right in saying. He's had a lot of people involved in his tennis, like so many have on the journey.
Well, that is sassy. How about that forehand? Little slap shot cross court, and then scoots it into an uncomfortable position with the slice approach.
Yeah, he gets some serious juice on his forehand, doesn't he? As you mentioned to me before we came on air, speeds are pretty high up there.
82 miles an hour, his average forehand speed this season. That's upper echelon in men's tennis. Tour average in the top 50 is right around 79 miles an hour. So he's floating nice and high, feeling good. They're going to be feeling good. They got 2 each, those honey deuces. Oh. Potent.
Too true. Burning the credit card right there.
That's $100 gone. That's a forehand gone, and here comes a break back chance for the Brit.
And he's actually got a backhand that's a little reminiscent of someone like Cam Norris, isn't he? It's flat. You can see how he's able to lean on it like that. He can get it through the court because of that. And it's proved very effective right there.
Those are the moments where Zverev's forehand really comes into full focus. How does he go after that shot down break point? The moment of impact, he was okay. I would give him a B on that one. Went cross court, which was comfortable but had speed.
He talks about the swing, he talks about the grip. What about the footwork in particular on the forehand, Jim? Does the footwork have to change at all for him to take the ball a little bit earlier?
Yes, he needs to be thinking about taking the ball at the apex of the bounce. Get it at the peak instead of letting it drop, and that means using your feet to attack it. That one seemed to get onto him quickly. It's something that the Spanish coaches work on, and you've seen it like I have immensely, where they feed balls deep to their players and then short to their players and force them to move in and out. Back up to get the ball in a safe place. Come forward then and take it at the top of the bounce and attack with your feet. Get your weight moving forward on that shot, something Zverev at times doesn't do as well.
Advantage, Zvere.
That's nephew, that's Misha's son.
He's been out playing with his dad a little bit here at the tournament. Likes his tennis already.
Some impressive defense from a difficult spot from Zverev. Escapes unscathed from a difficult game.
Good effort from Fearnley to even get to break point, considering Zverev's not missing many first serves, serving 80% in play so far. But Fearnley's won all 5 of the second serves that he's seen today against Sasha. Problem is, Sasha's just so consistent with that first delivery. Not going to get too many looks, and he didn't get a second serve on the break point. So 4-2 for the German.
Yeah, I think in the corner of Jacob Fearnley next to his main coach is Devon Bowen, I believe. It is. That's Devon Bowen.
That's definitely Devon.
Yeah. Of course, he works with David Roditi at TCU. They're a formidable partnership.
Love 30.
Go up and trust it. Trust it.
All right, so let's just dig a little deeper on the second serve, which is clearly troubling Fearnley, as you've laid out so eloquently, Nick. 4 double faults so far. His season average for second serve speed is quick, 102. And if you have trouble with that, you'd want to put more topspin on the serve, right? More of a kick serve that would dip the ball into the court and allow you to swing with aggression. Maybe you lose a few miles an hour, but you'd get a nice kicking bounce. And most of all, you get safety, net clearance. The best, most reliable second serves in the world are not slice serves. They're kick serves. They always have been, because there's more margin for error. But you could hear his coaches saying, go up at it, trust it. If he's not going up, if he's going out and around it with a slice, his margin for error is small. Got to go up at the second serves. This ball toss should not be too far forward. If he lets it bounce in the court, it should land maybe 1 foot in front of the baseline, not 2 feet like his first serve. Going up, not out on this.
Opportunity miss right there, and he's had a pretty good control of that two-hander up the line, but was a little higher up the court when he played it and just couldn't bring it down in time. Made the adjustment there nicely.
That's a wonderful combination. Good pace on the serve, out wide, and then had the spaced line. And there was a lot of trust in that shot, because he just missed the same one, basically. That was nice that he went after it. I'd like to see that. It's still the right shot, even if you missed it the point before. Missing the right shot doesn't mean it was the wrong one.
Amazing how many first serves he actually misses in the net,
yeah,
isn't it, out here so far?
I'd love to see a 98-mile-an-hour serve with spin on it. Every second serve's pretty much in the 105 range right now. That was good goalkeeping. He covered the cross-court shot, which is the one that Zverev wants to hit. It's the most comfortable one on that low pass. It's over the low part of the net. So Jacob forced him to hit the difficult shot line, and he didn't come close to making it, did he?
Oh, looked like he was going to make the ground up as well. Maybe just feeling his arm a little bit here, or something in his head, perhaps. He certainly can attack the forehand, though. There's evidence right there again. He's having to work hard for his holds.
New ball place.
And maybe some physical problems to go with it as well. We'll see.
Like going, I'm struggling to lift it. I tried to go like aggressive down. Like more like tired.
Stefan Vivier is the physio. He's been called to the court.
No, just give me a painkiller again.
Well, Stefan, for many years, was the personal physio of Roger Federer, wasn't he? Let's have a look if there's any indication as to where he first felt the problem. Wasn't abundantly clear, was it?
I haven't seen anything that would indicate a sudden onset of issue for the shoulder, but at the end of the game, he certainly was clear to his team that it's bothering him right there.
He was actually injured at this event last year as well. He lost in the first round of qualifying to Paul Jubb, his fellow Brit, but he was far from fit that day. Injury actually woke up with bizarrely last summer, a week or so before the event. It was pretty much the only stumbling block in the road last year.
All right, so seen by the physio with the change of ends was Fearnley. Requested a painkiller, had a little bit of a massage, but no medical timeout. Just a little longer on the sit down, but it'll serve with new balls now. Zverev at 4-3. 0 for 6 now on second serve points is Zverev. Fearnley stings him with a good quick return there. Both of these guys hitting second serves with largely slice motions and around 105 to 110 miles an hour. They're taking risk on the second serves, but not getting a huge amount of reward for it.
Yeah, interestingly, Zverev has actually only hit 3 serves that have not come back in this match so far. Of the 25 he's hit, only 3 have been unreturned. And he's making a good number of first serves, as he always does. There's a chance.
15-30.
Not the easiest shot to pull off, was it? But it certainly felt like he had some time on it. Obviously not working with quite as much court from where he struck it from.
So this second serve most of the time is going into the body here, near anywhere from 105 to 110 miles an hour. It'll be sliding into the body, so Fearnley should be looking for that.
Yeah, it's 0 from 6, Jim, in second serve points so far.
Full props to Zverev at the net. A couple of nice saves, because they weren't obviously easy volleys.
40-30.
Well, he opts not to go for the winner, but plays a nice short volley, which makes it tough. And Fearnley gets kind of played behind on. Good stinging overhead. So from love 30, the German turns the tide.
Let's. First serve.
Grew up in the city of Hamburg, did Sasha. Grew up virtually on tour, didn't he? Oh, many years.
Game Zverev.
Well, Dad, of course, was looking after big bro Misha. And it was his mum that did a lot of the work, technically,
Zverev leads by 5 games to
with
3.
Alex in
First
his
serve.
developmental years.
Love 15.
It's a high quality finish. Still had a fair bit to do there, did Fearnley. And he did it nicely.
15 all.
I've seen a few players over the years look to use the drop shot against Zverev, haven't we? None more so than Novak Djokovic, of course, in the quarterfinals of Roland Garros this year. That was an incredible exhibition from the Serbian in unpicking the German.
Let's. First serve. 15-13.
Fifth double fault. 2 of them have found the net. The other 3 that have missed long have not been close. That one, 101 miles an hour. Just not enough topspin on those second serves for any comfortable control. And he's shaking his arm out. That's probably contributing to the misery at the moment.
And Fearnley the first to lead the applause. May not see a better pass than that all tournament.
Good save with the serve, but that forehand is hugely symbolic, I think, for Zverev. That's why I think you saw that reaction from him more so than usual, because he went against his instinct and hit a gem of a pass down the line. Trying to change is not easy. Good saves again by Fearnley. But if Zverev starts to be able to ping that passing shot, that changes the dynamics for all the players when they approach the net against him, who have long just covered cross court and challenged him to hit the uncomfortable shot. It's a story we'll be following for the rest of this season and on and beyond, to see if Zverev is truly making a change.
It's a heck of a dig from Fearnley, isn't it? To put the ball where he did from the position he was in. Chance to close the gap here. Definitely a few frailties on serve, but he's hanging tough, is Jacob Fearnley. And the Scot will try and ask one more question. Zverev looks to serve it out at 5-4.
Time.
So Jacob Fearnley, having seen off the set points in fine style, he's going to try and give himself one last chance to break the German. Poor movement off the ball there from Fearnley. I just wonder if Zverev thought he was coming forwards and maybe that just got in the back of his mind. It's not really been outplayed from the back, has he, the Brit, so far?
Lost it on the right.
Yeah, we actually have baseline points 1 down, dead even, 16 apiece according to our numbers.
Not much separates them. And Fearnley had converted his lone break point. He'd be right in this. All right. And he's frustrated there as Zverev went for the off forehand. Hit it into the alley. Fearnley's so impressive making these returns. And Zverev's hardly missing first serves as usual. That one's too good though. Brings up his 3rd set point, but this time on serve.
Clinical finish and a very encouraging one from the Germans' point of view. Good set of tennis that, lots to admire.
By 6 games to 4.
Fearnley just needs to clean up the serve. And he's keeping it competitive, 6-4.
Love for 10. Out. 15 all.
Of course, the LTA actually have an assigned coach now in the federation, the Lawn Tennis Association in my homeland, have an assigned coach now that is the link man. Flying past the link man between all the British players at college and the LTA. Mark Hilton does that job. He's in charge of all the British college players, so he's in touch with them regularly, and there's obviously an abundance of them these days. And he keeps in touch with them as to their movements, what they're doing, where they're playing, out of college times. Something they introduced 2 years ago now, the LTA.
Oh, what a benefit it is for the LTA that these colleges pay for their players to train. It's pretty good.
Absolutely. Too true. Yeah, and of course the ATP have been more involved, haven't they, in the college setup now. There's these pathways, these forget the actual terminology, but there's a, what's it called, the
oh yeah, they get wild cards based
Yes.
on if they're a certain level college player, they get a certain amount of access into the main draw of some futures and challengers.
That's right.
Performance bonuses is really what it is.
Exactly.
These opportunities. That forehand was a bonus from Zverev. The tried and true cross-court slashes. And he gets a forced error and a chance at an early break of serve. Zverev broke in the first game of the opening set and never looked back. Oh, man.
Game Zverev.
Yeah, that's rough.
First
Yeah, the
game,
accelerator
second
program,
set.
as Jim has just reminded me what it's called. I think actually it's top 20. If you finish top 20 in the nation, I think there's categories, but you're afforded wildcards into some challenges, some qualifying. That's kind of how it works. They're there. They're looking at the college system. It's obviously bearing more and more fruit as far as players are concerned on the tour. So they're giving them some pathways.
Absolutely. And unfortunately for Fearnley, he's just given up the break of serve with not enough stress for Zverev. His coaching team looking a little bit befuddled. Zverev famously had second serve issues years ago, and how he solved it was by taking his ball toss and shrinking it effectively, the apex of the toss about 2 feet, a little bit more, nearly a meter lower than it was back then when the second serve was a real problem and double faults happened. So his timing is a little bit tighter. It's less impacted by wind as well. It's also benefited his first serve.
Marin Cilic made a very similar move, didn't he, Jim? Years ago. Goran Ivanisevic was helping him out. He lowered the toss.
It was Misha Zverev who was really in charge of getting Sasha to buy into that concept, perhaps borrowing from Goran. Zverev thought for Goran, what a year it's been for him. One of the real characters and great men in tennis. Started the season working with Elena Rybakina. That lasted about a month. Joined forces with Stefano Tsitsipas. Same thing, about a month.
Yeah.
He's a free agent again, Goran.
Yeah.
He's up for grabs. Who wants him?
Do you think he regrets going public on the Tsitsipas comments? I'm not saying it was the wrong thing to say, but should he have said that in public?
Don't know. I don't know enough about what they were saying in private to know.
Just playing devil's advocate here.
Yep. Don't know. That's good serve there. Sounds like you have a view on it. Do you want to share with us?
Just I don't think there's anything that those on the inside weren't necessarily aware of, that Steph maybe wasn't as fit as he could have been. But I'm just wondering whether he regrets saying that out in public, because if he's coaching anyone else, does your player want to? I'm not saying he shouldn't hear that, but is that something that everyone should know?
Well, if you go back and look at the quotes that he said, when I first read them, I honestly thought it was a spoof, because coaches don't typically talk that bluntly about their players.
Game Zverev.
Regardless, it didn't work out.
Uncle Tony, from all accounts, and Sasha's the one who's been giving them, he was a straight shooter with Sasha, didn't sugarcoat his information. Now, we haven't read about it, but Sasha did tell us about it.
Yeah.
When he got to Canada and was quizzed on what his time was like in Mallorca at the Nadal Academy under the tutelage of Uncle Tony. Oh. Jacob thought he'd missed the serve. He wasn't even really responding to that return.
No. Switched off. He's getting the ball out of the pocket as well. The apology, it was actually the lack of depth on the approach there that forced the mistake.
nice. Wonderful flick behind Zverev there. No chance for the big German to turn and hit his racket on that deft touch.
There you
go. Trying to find a way to solve these problems. Coach liked it. He's down a break though, and a set here on Louis Armstrong.
Time.
Been a very competitive round. It's one of the men's. We've had 9 5-setters in round 2 in the men's singles here this week so far. A lot of close ones over the last 24 hours. Final set tie breaks today, didn't we?
Sure did. Heartbreak for Jensen Brooksby, the young American. Lost to Caboli. Caboli served for it late in the 5th, was broken. Well, was able to win that match tiebreak 10-3 to set up a 3rd round all-Italian encounter with Musetti, who cruised over Goffin today.
15.
Yeah, Kamil Majcek getting a good win. What a good summer he's had.
Another match tiebreak in the 5th over Hachinov.
Yep. Yeah, a few of those big seeds losing in 5 sets. Rune last night, similar story.
Yep.
To Struff.
Menchik lost to Blanchette. Match tiebreak yesterday. Oh, yes, that is sweet. Nice finesse from Fearnley.
15-13.
Putting a little bit of tension in this Zverev service game. There's not been a lot of tension for the top men's players in this tournament thus far.
He hit the drop shot pretty central as well, didn't he? Not often you see that.
little extra
Yeah.
English on that one. Ooh.
30.
Just finds the space. Not by much.
Just to block the turn well, isn't he? To get himself in the rally.
It's a good one against Zverev, who typically doesn't hit it too close to the corners with his serve. That's why his first serve percentage can be 76% for the match. Okay, here it comes.
Read the approach, didn't he, as well? And he knew that was going back cross court. Benefit maybe of playing Zverev a couple of times this year as well, coming into play. He's had some chances in this match. Fearnley's got another.
Zverev went wide with the first serve on the last break point in the ad. Where does he go this time? That's his preferred serve, is the slider serve down the middle, but he missed it. Here's the real chance for Fearnley, a second serve, and Zverev has struggled all night to defend his.
Well, a double fault to break has been something of a theme this evening.
2 games on
Zverev.
second set.
Its unblemished record on serve comes to an end.
Take the serve. Trust it. Trust it. You're the leader. Let it.
Keep trying to tell him to trust it on that second serve. It's really just a band-aid. Trust it's all you can do at this point, but at some point you got to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah. What does trust it mean exactly? As you say, if he's having issues with it.
As Coco Gauff is finding out in this tournament, making technical changes during a major is not easy. Not for the faint of heart. Gauff in action over on Arthur Ashe Stadium in a first set tiebreaker.
That's a good strike. Not for the first time, his forehand doing plenty of damage.
30-11.
You might have just heard the roars wafting from Ashe over here. Coco Gauff has just won the opening set 7-5, struggling on the second serve still with 7 double faults, but Donna Vekic struggling more with 9 double faults.
So you're saying it's not a great serving day over there?
At the moment, not, but it doesn't matter. Only thing that matters, and it's the same thing for Fearnley. You just have to be better than one person. And he's back in business here in this second set.
Game Fearnley.
That's a very nice way to back up the break. And Fearnley, for the first time in this match, finds himself ahead in a set.
First set, Zvere. Time.
He sort of bows his head because There with plenty of time.
Love 15.
Only Jannik Sinner has won more matches this year than Zverev. 56
Is that right?
match wins on the season.
Jannik missing 3 months.
Did I get that wrong?
I don't know.
I may have done, Jim.
Fell off that forehand.
Sorry, you're right. I'm talking rubbish again.
15
Carlos Alcaraz, of course, 56.
To say that would have been something.
You're right. That would. Maybe I should engage my brain before I speak a little more often.
Listen, if we're keeping track of unforced errors, I think I've got the lead so far here. So you're doing just fine. You keep doing you. You're just, that was just a sympathy vote for me, is what that was.
Well, you saved me because I wouldn't have corrected myself. So, regardless, it was one of the two. Let's be honest. We knew it was one of the two.
Yeah. But Zverev is so consistent. That's why the loss at Wimbledon was such a shock when he fell in the opening round.
Yeah. A lot of big names lost early at Wimbledon this year. It was a rather savage week one for the seeds. Quite sure he goes into the grass court squeezing with the belief he does though at other majors. Are you?
No, his game's not built for it. His swings are so long. He's so tall. It's tough to get down for those balls that are skidding through the low bounce.
Yeah.
But if he can get his forehand to be more forceful, that might help his chances a bit more. I don't know if we can get a close-up on Zverev's grip. We talked about Fearnley's choke-up grip and how you can see the grip. There's space between the... Oh, the director's listening. He's so good. Let's see if the pinky... See that space? That should not exist. That racket should be more swallowed by his hand. And that troubles him, just like it does Fearnley on second serves to create the topspin. It forces him to hit more around the outside of the ball with a slice. That means there's more risk inherent. It's incredible, actually, how many pros do that, because it is really limiting.
Got to be careful coming into that side of a new. As good a pass as that was, one that you feel he's still pretty comfortable making.
Oh, you could put a blindfold on Zverev and say, go hit a backhand, and he would center it every single time. If he doesn't trust his serve, his second serve, or his forehand, he has implicit trust in that two-hander and every right to. It's one of the great two-handed backhands in tennis. In fact, was working alongside Andre Agassi at Roland Garros this year, and Andre, who had arguably the best backhand in his time, said that he thinks Sasha's is the best backhand today. I believe Novak Djokovic is on line one for you, Andre. Would like a word, but the point's well taken. It is a reliably great shot.
Sure. Recently retired Andy Murray had a pretty good one as well, didn't he? Was no longer part of the team, but
Love 15.
I think the one thing Andy could do, I don't know what you think, Jim, but Andy had the ability to change the pace, didn't he, with his as well. He could use the slice very effectively.
Brilliant with the slice. And he could hold you with his backhand and let it go a little deeper into the strike zone and just make you guess where he was going.
Love 13.
Challenge is on now for Fearnley with that miss. Love 30 here at 3 apiece. Opened with the double fault. He's not making Zverev work hard for this lead in this game. that'll do nicely. At 122, T serve gets him on the board for 15-30.
Interesting when you look at the numbers. Average first serve speed for Fearnley today is 112 miles an hour. His average second serve speed is 102. Not actually a whole lot of difference between the two. But he finds himself in a bit of peril again now.
Dropped in there.
Yeah, a little miss hit, but he'll take it. A little look and apology.
Zverev
once again reasserts himself up a set in the break.
Time.
Playing for a spot in the third round here tonight. Let's focus on the top half of the draw. Winner of this one takes on the winner of Felix Auger-Aliassime and Roman Safulin, who have just started. 6-1 opening set for Felix. This is a very clean looking forehand once again. Zverev.
5 games to 3, second set.
It's a good angle, that low boy camera, especially if we get a look at the second serve of Fearnley, just to get a view on the net clearance and how little of it there is and how much risk is involved. The first serve should be a net skimmer. It's coming in around 120. A little less on that one. That was almost a second serve. Oh, that's a sweep. pass. That was kind of Murray-like the way he held that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful.
30-11.
This will give us another good look at it. He's not having to hit up on it, so it's a fairly defensive. You can see how his racket face kind of stays open, can't you, as he finishes as well, which speaks to how relatively flat he actually strikes the ball. He doesn't really turn the racket head over the ball with the left arm. Touched on how Cam Norrie executes his backhand in that fashion. Of course, Cam's one of the flattest on the tour.
Let's see what the net clearance looks like on this second serve. That was decent. That was 97 miles an hour. I like that a lot more than I like the 107.
Yeah.
Take a little pace off, give it a little bit more space, and you get more court to work with. The harder you hit it, the less room you have in the court. No physics major, but I'm pretty sure that's right.
Second set. And by 1 set.
Maybe that's a byproduct of the pain he's feeling in the shoulder, taking a little bit of pace off of both the first and second serves in that game, but it had the net positive result. Made serves, got the hold. Zverev will serve for the second here after the sit down.
Time.
So Zverev serving to get himself 2 sets to the good.
Jacob standing on top of the baseline for this second delivery from Zverev, who often in this scenario goes fairly large right at your body with the second serve. Let's see what the big German brings here. He brings another attempt is what he brings. So here's what I would say. I would say in that scenario, the best strategy for Fearnley is actually to stand deep. Zverev doesn't want to serve and volley, so that's not a problem. Give yourself time. Make sure you get into the rally. And if you stand deep, Zverev usually doesn't hit that big of a second.
Yeah.
And you and I have both watched him play enough to know that is the case. Not sure if Jacob is up to speed on that, but he's got another second serve to work with, and he's standing a little deeper on this one. This is a little bit better. That was better. And that forehand, that's the one. That Let's circle that one, because that's the one that Zverev is trying hard to overcome his instinct to go cautious cross-court. Tried to go big down the line, and how far would you estimate that missed by?
20 feet.
Yeah, I think that's right. So if you get another second serve here, Fearnley, you got to go back.
That was a strange one, wasn't it? As you say, why is he not? He's chipped every return, bar that one. He caught between two minds there.
Well, it's a big moment.
Yeah.
He's playing the #3 seed, so it's awfully easy sitting up here with the headset on.
Too true.
Very difficult down there.
Yeah.
That's a cauldron of pressure he's under. But you don't get that many chances, and Zverev has given you a couple in this game, and he's gotten himself to set point. Got to go back here if you're Fearnley. Go deep. Zverev doesn't have a short kicker that would make you suffer. So go back. He'll hit it into your body, and you'll be guaranteed to be in the point. This is risky to stand in. We'll see.
Well, #3 delivers. And he's got Jacob Fearnley right where he wants him for the second time this year in a major championship. He leads by 2 sets to love. For the Brits. And Fearnley heading for an exit right now. Just looking at the schedule that Fearnley actually played last year, post US Open. Of course, he was ranked 126 in the world this time last year. Fabulous point. He's shown us plenty, isn't he? Just why he's been able to climb the rankings in the fashion he has. Got an all-round game as well. Not afraid to make these moves forwards. Yes, so he'll be playing the Asian swing for the first time, presumably. I don't think actually he's played at any time in his career he's played in Asia, of course, at any level. So it'll be a new experience for him.
There'll be a few players playing there for the first time. Gabriel Diallo, another player coming through the college ranks. As we see his size, a little relief. The shoes back on. Diallo will be going to Asia for the first time to play as well. He played at the University of Kentucky. A lot of that Canadian, another foreign player benefiting from the U.S. college system, taking advantage of it. Why not? A little finesse from Fearnley. He's in pain in the shoulder, but he hasn't lost his feel. I don't know about you. I don't know if you've hit with those Babolat rackets too often, but I've not been able to get a lot of feel off of them. A lot of power for sure, but that was pretty sweet. You played much with him?
I play with the blue one, actually, Jim.
Oh, you do?
But I'm not going to lie, I don't think there's too many rackets you could give me and I'd have a lot of feel, so
yeah,
I'm probably the wrong person to ask on that front. That man's shoe does not look as though it's going to last too long. Not sure what's going on there.
It looks almost like a slide.
Yeah. They need to get a spare pair out here. Go to the Ralph Lauren shop quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Fearnley. First game, third set.
Yeah, one other aspect of college tennis, I actually noticed this morning, there was a press release announced this morning.
Here's your polo store, by the way.
There we go.
It's just on the outside of Louis Armstrong Stadium, and the line was massive before this match, but it looks like it's moving a little better.
Yeah.
So there will be some spares available.
Nice.
Should you need one.
Yeah, the ITA actually announced today that they have signed a 3-year deal with a company called Play Replay, who will be bringing electronic line calling to all divisions of college tennis. Now, I'm not going to say I've seen a whole lot of college tennis, but I have seen some of the errant calls that have been made at times on social media. I know that has a little bit of a bugbear of some. And interesting that they're now going to bring some electronic line calling into the college system. Play Replay is going to be used for a number of events in the fall, according to what I was reading. It's been approved by the ITA.
That will be a relief for a lot of people, because the cheating can be pretty bad in college tennis, pretty rampant.
Can it? Yeah.
Yep. Well, you've seen it. Sometimes,
only on social media.
Sometimes it's put on YouTube to shame the people.
Yeah.
Junior tennis as well. Be nice if they could have that there.
Yeah. Of course, there's been a pretty significant shift, isn't there, in recent years with the NIL rulings in college? Is that the right terminology?
That is.
Sort of changed the dynamic a little bit of the college landscape, as Zverev finds himself in a bit of trouble here.
Yep. Well, if you're not familiar with NIL, what it is just it allows for the college sports system to pay athletes. And as Zverev expresses his frustration, it's primarily for the big sports, football, American football, basketball, the big revenue sports that are. College football in America is the second biggest league from a gross revenue standpoint, behind only the NFL.
Yeah.
Bigger than the NBA, bigger than baseball. As Zverev stabilizes here, and they're trying to stabilize college sports because it's out of control right now, and now tennis players are receiving cash to go play. But there's an irony in the fact that tennis players that come here that are in college and go through the qualies or get a wild card can only accept up to $10,000 of the prize money here for something that they actually earn. There's a loophole that they're not allowed to do that, and there have been several players who have challenged that. And there's actually a class action lawsuit now that's going on that is challenging the NCAA to allow the players to accept the money. The USTA would be happy to give the money to the players, whether they're American or foreign.
Yep.
They're just not allowed to at this point. What a get.
Electric stuff from Jacob Fearnley. He has gone coast to coast on a number of occasions and just simply, finally, running the legs. What an effort.
Well, tremendous stretch volleys as well from Zverev, but this is phenomenal footwork. The modern game requires an immense amount of athleticism. Look at that, nearly Splitsville on the court. Zverev, fist in the air, gets to 40-30. This is awesome. These guys are lifting. How about that sliding, squeaking slash of a forehand from Jacob?
Yeah. I mean, he's played a good level tonight, hasn't he? Aside from the problems he's had on serve and the physical issues, he's not been far away here. There's nothing in it really in any category in terms of the rally length either. They're all pretty much identical in this match.
Let's see if Fearnley goes a little deeper for the second return to buy time. He did it in the game prior, started there and then retreated when the ball toss went up. Shakes his arm out just before. Staying in. Oh, it was a good return, wasn't it? His eyes must have gotten as big as saucers when he had that second forehand. Spun out of the shot a little quickly. A little too anxious. Understandable.
Jez Green, of course, who did so much good work in the early days with Sasha, didn't he? And committed early to Jez and the strength and conditioning side of things. Back with him now. Did have a spell with Seb Korda, didn't he?
Yep.
But that's no longer a partnership that's together. I don't think, anyway. Interesting, actually, speaking to Jez about that partnership with Sebi Korda, because he sort of said that Seb really hadn't done much physical work at all. It wasn't something the family bought into until Jez came along. Sebi injured again this week, struggling.
Oh yes, what a slash of a backhand. And Fearnley gets a chance to take a lead. He's the one who's had his serve taken early in both sets and had to fight from behind. Chance to edge out in front here. That was spectacular. Tough to stop that though. 126 out wide over the high part of the net. That's helps to be 6'6". Access to that part of the court provided by the height. At that speed anyway.
That was a nice, clever approach. Didn't overplay that, did he? Quite sure what Zverev was doing off the +1 ball, but something a little different.
Did the right thing, Fearnley. Tried to block that return back. Good, solid serve. It just flew a little long. Coach trying to just keep him focused in here.
Advantage Zverev.
Just be able to hear the cheers and the roars emanating from Arthur Ashe Stadium, because a Coco Gauff has just secured her place in round 3. So another significant test on serve for the world number 3. One that he survives. Some good off-the-ball movement, wasn't it? Zverev had to find a little chip into a small part of the court there.
Let's first serve.
Still shaking that arm out, isn't he?
Yeah. Cool conditions aren't necessarily great if you're feeling a little bit sore in your shoulder. Slows things down a bit. The balls feel a little bit heavier for the players in these cooler conditions. And it's been the coldest US Open that I've ever been around.
Yeah.
It feels like October.
It does.
It feels wonderful, to be honest.
The air has been so clean, isn't it? You're so used to it being thick here.
More trouble there on that second serve. But after what these players went through in Cincinnati when it was incredibly hot and humid every day, Zverev had a virus there. Perhaps it was the same one that troubled Jannik Sinner a day later. Still made it to the semis, did Zverev, but was a shell of a player when he played Alcaraz. He's been gifted 2 breakpoint chances here on the back of some unforced errors from Fearnley.
Just 8 of 21 second serve points won in this match.
Well, that was an aggressive second serve, 108 miles an hour. It landed either on the line or just inside it. And when you're 6 feet tall and not 6'6", a 108-mile-an-hour second serve comes with an immense amount of risk, and that's part of why Fearnley has 9 double faults tonight. Doesn't help that he's undersized, not for life, but for the ATP Tour.
Yeah. I think the interesting aspect as well, if you take those 9 double faults away, when he's made the second serve, he's actually then only won. He's actually won a good percentage.
He has, absolutely has.
He's just created a few problems of his own doing in that game, and that's been the case once or twice in each of these sets. And that could be fatal for the chances of Fearnley.
Just a look here at some of the speeds coming off the rackets of these guys. I mean, what athletes are in tennis these days, covering the court and absolutely leaving it all out there. Just an awesome display from both of these guys.
Yeah, you've got to be quick to accelerate, but more importantly, you've got to be quick to decelerate, haven't you, in tennis? Fearnley has showcased that so well here.
Yep, a lot of work done in the weight room and just generally around the court. Work on flexibility so you can get to more balls like this when you're sliding. It's evolved so much. The science behind it, the amount of time that the athletes put in to their bodies compared to how much time they have on court has increased dramatically in the last 15-20 years as the game has gotten bigger, and the athletes have gotten bigger, they've gotten faster, they've gotten stronger. It's been awesome to watch.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but your trainer was Pat Echeverry, Jim, is that right? Am I correct? And what sort of training did you do, and did you, at the time, how have you seen it change in the last 20 years?
So Pat came out of the University of Kentucky, where Gabriel Diallo played. He was the strength and conditioning coach there, had a track and field background. He came down to Balotelli's, which is the IMG Academy, started working with a lot of players, including Andre Agassi. Went on tour with Andre initially, and then started working after he and Andre parted company with Pete Sampras and myself at the same time. So we did a lot of track work, a lot of 400-meter, 800-meter sessions, and then days in the sand pit doing foot drills, building agility. That was a beautiful return here, and we spent a lot of time in the gym lifting primarily on the lower body, not as much on the upper body.
Yeah.
And it was effective. Etch was really transformative for Pete's career and for my career. But there's so much more data available to the players now. They can train in these wearable technologies, and they can actually get that data on what their top speed is after 3 steps.
Yep.
What kind of G-forces are they creating when they hit the brakes? How quickly do they get out of the corners and accelerate? Now, Novak Djokovic probably knows precisely how much slower he is than he was 5 years ago. Because he'll likely have that data. He's that kind of a guy.
Yeah.
And I've seen quietly from some coaches that I know data from matches that showcases the speed of the players and how they decelerate and accelerate. And it's fascinating how much science is available for these players to really be peak athletes.
Sure.
Zverev with Jez would be very much a part of that program, I would assume.
Definitely. Yeah, the amount of load that goes through the body is also a variable. I know Matt Little's talked about that a lot. They're able to measure the amount of load that a player is putting on their body. They can then work out the next day whether they go big or they take their foot off the gas a little bit, dependent on that number. Completely different world. And if you'd like a different world, head to usopen.org because you'll get a lot of stuff there.
Segway. Well played.
And now 15.
That was a good little sidebar. Hopefully those of you listening found some of that interesting. We'll dig back into the match here where Fearnley is on a short leash, really needs to take care of his serve and stay close to Zverev in the scoreboard department. His forehand is, it's a shot that he can do a lot of damage to his opponent, but he also has done plenty of damage to himself with some mistakes like that. I gotta be honest, I don't love his take back technique. It's a little bit of the cobra take back. The tip of the racket doesn't point up at the sky. It goes back sort of parallel to the ground. And it's real whippy and timing based a little too much. Not as much of a smooth swing. Zverev's is quite similar actually too on the take back.
It's a little how Tommy Paul's was, isn't it? Tommy Paul used to have the old cobra sort of take back, didn't he?
Yeah, it's not ideal. None of the best forehands have that. Best forehands, the tip of the racket is pointed up in the sky. They use gravity on the circle as they come to the target. Simple is better by and large. There's some complexities in both of these forehands. That is a gift. My goodness.
Yeah, long stare down at his team. That may require a bit of work in the next few weeks to try and tidy that side of his game up because his time in New York is running out.
Time.
So consistent at the majors, particularly the hard court majors, Sasha Zverev in the last few years. In fact, since he made the final here in 2020, I was having a look before we came on air. He's played 10 majors on hard since then. Only twice has he not made the quarterfinals, so he has been putting himself in positions, which is, he's getting close. And he lost to in that final, you'll remember here, was Dominic Thiem, who retired at this event last year.
Good rip on that forehand. The take back for both Fearnley and Zverev, because it's a really risky timing based shot. It's vulnerable when you rush it, but when they have time on the ball, they have no problem generating speed on the shot. Fearnley can thump his, and he certainly did there.
course, we saw Zverev experiment with a couple of different frames, didn't we, earlier in the year? I think it was was it after Australia or just before Australia that he changed the frame? Yeah.
Yeah, after Shanghai last year. Went to try and get more power because the balls have been a little heavier for the players, or deader in their parlance. Good run onto the ball there, and he ran out of time with that racket after the spring swing in Indian Wells in Miami. When he went back to the clay, his brother Misha told me that Sasha felt like his backhand was flying on him, which if he can't count on that shot, he has problems. So he went back to his old stick for the clay. A lot of players making some moves with rackets these days.
A lot. And a lot have had success early on, haven't they?
Sure have. Bublik, Tachinov, Tsitsipas, just to name a few. All of them going for rackets with more power.
Yeah. Zverev actually plays with, I believe, one of the heavier frames
he does
in men's tennis in terms of grams.
Advantage Zvere.
Rublev, I believe, has also changed frames this year into a slightly lighter racket, which has been the trend on the men's tour. Zverev on the 2-hour mark here, looking to put himself within a game of victory.
Zverev leads by 5 games to 1, third set.
That's inefficient this evening, as it was against Billie. Of course, it was a late finish against the Chilean. He finished at 1 o'clock in the morning 2 days ago, so we'll recover quickly. Not impressed with something.
Well, this would be the time for Zverev to really lean into the things that he's been working on, namely going after that forehand, being aggressive on that shot, a shot that is not built for it necessarily, but if he can somehow force himself to become used to doing it in moments like this, it might get easier in moments of higher tension to do it as well. Nothing he can do about that. Fearnley just hands him that one, but he didn't get a chance. But these are the moments where it's a real opportunity. he's in a comfortable place. Fearnley, anything but. If Zverev gets any kind of a forehand to hit here, he should nuke it. Not on the return of serve, but the shots in the rally. Ball was called out. I believe match point is coming. Yep, just missed it.
30-14.
Well, he got his first win at the US Open here 48 hours ago to Jacob Fearnley. Another step in the right direction. And he's run into one of the world's best at a major for the second time this year. And here's match point.
It's Fearnley who set the neutron spinning there.
Juice.
And after that one,
he won 11 games when he played Zverev in the third round of the Australian Open this year.
Advantage Fearnley.
Just sacrificing a bit of speed on that first delivery, and he has kept himself out here for just a little longer.
5 games to 2, third set, and by 2 sets to
World number 60, down 2 sets and 5-2.
time.
So Zverev looking to put the seal on victory and once again move into the third round of the US Open. Oh, he's found the line. This was a high quality point all round. Back-to-back Jacob Fearnley turning on the style.
Well, oftentimes You win the battle of the hot shots in matches like this, but not the overall war. He's got the 2 best points of the match so far. Unlikely he'll shake hands a winner, but he'll take home those time capsule shots.
How much room for growth do you see in Fearnley's game, Jim? You've highlighted a few of the issues.
Well, there's plenty of things to work on, and that's a good sign when you're ranked as highly as he is already. He's fresh out of college, a little over a year removed from a successful run at TCU. Oh, come on. It's one highlight reel after another out here for Fearnley.
Engaging the New Yorkers is never a bad thing.
15-14.
He's pedal to the metal right now, isn't he? Look at this.
Good apology. Ostapenko's not going to take action with that.
I'm thinking the same thing. Good shout.
Please.
Just had to happen. What an effort. Digging himself out of a significant hole in that exchange. Zverev not necessarily known to be the securest overhead. But didn't he make him earn it?
So we'll find out here in a moment if this is a turning of the tide or if this is, to use a Wall Street term, a dead cat bounce.
Thank you.
Whatever, it was fun.
Incredible. That was the most interesting game of the match. So Fearnley playing with freedom, with the knowledge that if he can't come up with the goods, it's over soon. How does that impact Zverev now? 5-3.
He has now won an identical amount of games to the contest they played in Melbourne at the start of the year, where he won 11. A lot more experience under his belt, though, in these 9 months, of course, as Fearnley. I remember Ben Shelton talking about after his first year on tour how difficult it was to make the changes, the new balls everywhere, the new venues he had to go to. Ben, of course, rose equally as quickly as Jacob has, but even Ben was talking about those adjustments that were required for their first year on the tour. He found anyway.
Scoreboard's just a little bit off here, a little tracking a little bit behind. It's 15-30. Zverev has already had match point. Didn't get it at 5-1. He's knocking on the door again here at 15:30.
Magnet the net has been in the last couple of games for him. Trying to impose himself. The game has just cooled, and Zverev has another look at a match point.
Let's first serve. Advantage Fearnley.
A shake of the head. He almost looks as though he was running out of sort of energy there, didn't he, at the end of that one? What a relief.
Fastest serve of the night.
Yeah.
At 124.
Juice.
For quite the angle here when he was backing off from a deep position. It was as you can see by his reaction, he didn't miss by a whole lot, but desperate to try and get Zverev to try and serve this out.
Advantage Zvere.
Redlining. My word, that was some forehand. That was back on its toes. This was almost a half volley. Throwing everything he's got.
Not sure he likes the pressure on one of those tennis balls. Going to have the chair umpire take a look at it. She'll have some spares behind her if she needs to throw another one in. She's replacing that one. even bigger. That's the fastest serve of the match now for him. 126. Surge of adrenaline at the tail end of this third set.
The first serve percentage has been high, really, in this set.
It's really been high just in the last couple of games. It's lifted. Hardly missed a first serve since he's gotten down in the count, 5-1.
Sorry, I've made it challenging, didn't he? It was a play that you felt he read. He knew Fearnley was going to be coming in behind it. Match point for a 5th time.
Rewind and repeat. Another quality serve and a massive forehand. Keeps Fearnley in this with a chance. Desperate times meet desperate measures. Another ball he doesn't like.
Zal's put a new one in there, possibly. That's what he's saying. I think that's what he said anyway. Yeah, that new ball is going to be going back to the chair umpire. It's 3 games worth of doubles now. Exasperated look on his face as a consequence.
A flailing forehand from Sasha Zverev gives Fearnley a chance to sit down with a lot of pressure mounting for Zverev, having had 5 match points, having had a 5-1 lead in this set. This is taking a turn for the serious.
Some fabulous fight from Jacob Fearnley. warmly received by those on Louis Armstrong tonight. He's not done just yet. Is the Brit. It's 5-4 in the third.
Time.
Well, if this is to be the last act of this match, it's been a hugely enjoyable one, with Jacob Fearnley throwing caution to the wind. Zverev, though, with another chance to finish him off. Sasha's girlfriend.
Please.
Fearnley's team telling him to push up here. Be aggressive.
Do you agree with that strategy after Zverev double faults the first point away?
Not after that miss, no. But I hear what you're saying.
It's easy to fall into that trap of, hey, I've gotten back into this by playing hyper-aggressive tennis, but situations do change. Oh, did he miss it? I think he may have.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. What a gift.
Bit of a head rush moment. Could be costly.
Zverev's hyper tight right now. He's very anxious, and these are the moments where both Roger Federer and Uncle Tony and Rafa Nadal have said, either directly or indirectly to him, you need to be more aggressive and confident and not play too passively. Let's see how he responds to this spike in tension in the match.
Well, he knew where the backhand was going. He just had a little too much attached to it. As Fearnley has been a real nuisance at the back end of this third set. He's kept Zverev working. And it's been a great watch for the 6th time Zverev with a match point.
Please.
It's Alexander Zvere that overcomes Jacob Fearnley to book his ticket to round 3 in New York. Some nice words. Zverev appreciating the challenge that came his way, particularly at the back end of that third set. That was fun. But the big German moves through in straight sets, ultimately in 2.5 hours.
So Zverev now will await the winner of a match in progress. That's Auger-Aliassime and Sabalenka. 2 sets to love for FAA at the moment. And Zverev advances into the 3rd round without the loss of a set, but certainly was challenged in that final set in a way that he wasn't in the first 2 by Fearnley. Sasha gets through, but that will certainly be worth the conversation about how things went in that final set. Some of it was simply just the brilliance of Fearnley, who was slashing and burning and ripping shots and taking chances, redlining, all of those descriptions apt for what he was doing. And Zverev was a passenger for a lot of those match points that he wasn't able to convert, but Fearnley, hopefully he'll be healthy. It was great to see that level of tennis rise at the tail end after some up and down tennis, but ultimately successful US Open for him, winning his first match in the main draw.
Yeah, decent year at the majors, Jim, isn't it? 3rd round on a couple of occasions, 2nd round here. He's been able to put a few points on the board and a bit of money in the bank, more importantly. Let's hear from the winner, who is speaking momentarily to Kondo courtside.
Sasha, that was absolutely entertaining. I want to take you back 5-2. You're serving. Not to bring up a bad memory, you did lose the game, but he won the first 2 points. Incredible, and you smiled through the whole thing. This place is going crazy. Thank you for the reminder about what this whole thing is about. You obviously still love playing this sport, clearly.
Yeah. No, I mean... No, first of all, there's nothing I would rather do than be on these beautiful courts and play this beautiful sport. I mean, I really love tennis. I love playing in front of all of you guys, and it's still so much fun, still so much joy coming out, and yeah, but I mean, credit to him. He started playing unbelievable tennis. I mean, there's not much I did wrong, to be honest. He just played some fantastic points there, and he made it interesting in the end. But of course, I'm happy to be through in 3 sets.
I guess you could probably, at some level, be frustrated. In another way, be flattered by the fact that you're the number 3 player in the world. The majority of folks are going to play their best against you. They're coming after you. What effect does that have on you? Is it a compliment, flattering, especially like tonight? He played his best because he had to play you. What's your feeling about that?
No, I mean, first of all, I like being where I am. I mean, I would much rather be number 3 in the world than 50 or 60. So, I mean, it's always also great to be 60 in the world. That's not what I mean, but it's good to be at the top of the sport. You know, and I know there's no easy matches. I mean, the level of tennis is improving so much with everybody playing great tennis these days. So, yeah, there's no easy matches from the first round on. You have to be fully there. And today, I think Jacob showed it that you know, somebody ranked 40 or 50 in the world can play some great tennis.
I've occasionally put you on the spot and asked you a personal question. I'm going to do that again. When you hear folks say the big two, how do you feel as the number 3 player in the world?
I mean, it's okay, to be honest, because they deserve all the credit that they get. I mean, I'm here to spoil the party, so I'm gonna try to do that.
Lastly, I'm not sure if I saw your nephew, Misha Jr., in the box. I've seen him play. He's coming after you. Does he typically give you any criticism, any constructive criticism, any thoughts? What is his posture towards you? I can't imagine how proud he is to watch his uncle play on these big stages.
No, his tennis knowledge is incredible. And sometimes, you know, he's 6 years old, but sometimes he comes up to me, he's like, today is going to be an incredibly easy match for you. I'm like, why do you say that? Well, the last time you played, you beat him easy. I'm like, well, that's not how tennis works. But it's always fun to see him play. I mean, he plays more than, I think, anybody else. He plays like 3 hours a day. So it's great to see him on the practice court. And I think probably in 15 years' time, you'll see him on the match courts here as well.
Well, we're going to let New York tell you just how much they love you. New York uncle, Sasha Zverev.